Welcome to OTEAcademy's podcast, where we explore the strategies, mindset, and skills that define great leadership. Today, we are very lucky to have with us Miguel de Almeida from Coverdale, Deutschland. Coverdale is a niche consultancy which specializes in organizational development, leadership development programs, and of course, executive coaching. Miguel, for the last 17 years, works there, and before that, he had a leadership experience in different areas, always in sales and marketing, advertising, and of course in different industries. We are partners with Coverdale, Germany for the last almost 15 years. It was 2010 or 2011. And we are working with them and with their methodology in different areas and industries in Greece. So Miguel, welcome in Athens.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite, and I'm very, very glad to be here again, Yannis.
Can you share your journey into leadership training? What inspired you to become a leadership instructor?
Yeah, wow, that's an interesting question. I mean, it's as many things in life, it's kind of a, how do I say, it's kind of by chance, right? It's something that I haven't planned really. Well, I studied business administration. I started then to work in the fields of marketing and sales and advertisement and so on. And I had also my own leadership experience, right? So at a certain point in time, I internationalized my career. So I went from Portugal to Germany, and I went there for a 4-year period of time in my life. But at the end of the day, I mean, we're now in 2025. It's going to be 24 years now that I'm in Germany. But well, I had this this period, and I was doing something very dull and boring, and I was about to leave, and all of a sudden I was invited to succeed a colleague of mine who actually was very rarely in the office. I didn't know what she did, but yeah, and the point was they asked me if I could take over her job, and I asked them, what is she doing at all? Yeah, well, she's coordinating on a worldwide scale change management and organizational development in the regional subsidiaries, so in the companies, local companies of Bosch. It was Bosch at that time. On those fields, and I thought, okay, what's that actually? And so they explained me, and I thought, well, since I'm not really liking what I'm doing here, and I'm learning something new, I'm using my language skills that I have, and me as a non-German working for the regional subsidiaries, I thought I could get some good acceptance from the clients, and therefore, yeah, this was it. So I got into this new business area. For me, I got a lot of training, a lot of mentoring, and so on. That was very, very helpful. And yeah, I mean, that's how it is, and it's a journey that has been working for the past 23 years now. Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, it is
for a job that you didn't know what it was.
Right, but I thought I would love what I did in terms of marketing and sales and so on, which was really very inspiring and very creative as well. But and I had the opportunity to lead teams and so on, so that was very, very nice, and that's something that I still like doing, and I'm also now in the leadership team of Coverdale, Germany. But the point really was to work with people. Yeah, that was something that that opened up a new field of possibilities, and this is what I like, to be in front of people, to engage, to try to inspire them and everything. So that's very very important now for me. So I don't miss really the business world.
Yeah.
I'm working for the business world, but on the other side and with a different role, and this I enjoy a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but coming in and coming out each time. So.
Yes, but also to be able to stay for a period of time. Yeah, so accompanying teams and leadership teams in their organizational development. In terms of trying to build up a culture of a team, developing their culture and so on. So this is something that's really very nice to do for a certain period of time. It can be, I don't know, a year or two. That's very nice. And also in terms of trainings and leadership development, when you work, and I like to do that in multi-modular programs, meaning I'm 3-4 modules together with them. So it's a journey that we spend something like, I don't know, it depends on the program, but 8, 10, 12 days together, yeah, within a year. So you with the very same amount, with the very same people, so you see also their development. Yeah, and this is amazing. I just come from Portugal, as you know, and I've been accompanying their team of leaders for 4 modules, and this was the last one last week. So and it is amazing to feel the development, yeah, they had, and the bonding that was able to be created there. So this is something that I'm passionate about. Yeah.
How have leadership styles evolved to meet the challenges of a modern business environment?
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge difference, I think. I mean, it's more and more very much people-centric on one hand. I mean, it's a journey that has been going on for a couple of years and almost decades. But yeah, from a very hierarchical and autocratic period of time into something more people-centric, more into the collaboration, into a lot of flexibility and adaptability, agility as buzzword in the
and also the last 5 years we have a new trend, people working from home.
On top of that, yeah, I mean, 5 years ago it started the big pandemic and so on. So that was a huge shift, and this creates also a huge a challenge for leaders to really to cope with this, yeah, because they don't have their people now just around the corner. Yeah, they have to be able also to inspire them, to lead them, to motivate and so on from the distance. Yeah, so they are not there, they are behind the screen, and they are somewhere in the world now today. Yeah, I mean, it's a huge difference, and this is also reflected then in the type of leader that you need today. Yeah, it's something that is a bit different, different. Yeah,
it's something completely different because teams are everywhere now.
Yes, absolutely.
How have leadership styles evolved to meet the challenges of modern business environments?
Yeah, it goes a bit into that direction. I mean, because, I mean, more and more emotional intelligence is getting, a huge, is being a huge field in leadership development. So, because you will have to be able to lead people from the distance, collaboration, even if you're in the offices now, and more you're coming back to the offices, if not already fully there. But the type of work has shifted. Yeah, so you have to be much more flexible and being able to adapt yourself and to work with highly interdepartmental teams. Yeah, so with different areas, kind of in projects. Yeah, so it's not like, you know, in silos very much, but it's I mean, the matrix is being around for a couple of time, but the point is that really you have to be there and able to work with different type of people from different areas and so on. And the leader has to be also adaptable to this, yeah, and to think out of the box and beyond its own boundaries. Yeah, it's not my little farm anymore, but it's more, yeah, the common good and the common value that is being created, and you have to be a bit, yeah, much more open-minded and more entrepreneurial as well, yeah, to cope with this.
Okay, yes, thank you. And anything else regarding our new world, our digital work, anything about transformation, things that we should evolve a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's spot on, actually, Yanni's transformation. I mean, it's also a big word that has been used, I mean, in the last couple of years, quite inflationary, I must tell, but we consider it at Coverdale as a huge topic now for, I mean, can't remember when we did the last big program here, but
last 6 years, something like this.
Yeah, right. And we introduced at that very moment already this topic, because we especially in the German automotive industry, we have been seeing it. I mean, it's a huge topic. With electrification and so on, it's something that has been, not been treated very carefully over there, and they are paying the price now, for it. And back then in 2018-19, we started at Coverdale to talk about it, to focus on transformation, because the change happens now much more rapidly than it was before. The adaptability and flexibility we just talked about it. We have, and leaders have to be aware that things are changing so dramatically and drastically, and changing in the sense that you don't know where to you're going, and what will be the change actually, but you know that you can't keep on working the same way as you have been working so far. And this is the big difference between change and transformation. Whereas in change you have a clear picture of the future state, you don't have this in transformation processes. And this, working with this uncertainty, and working with this blurry picture of a possible future, is very hard. And we have been seeing and experiencing that people in leadership positions are really struggling with this. And this has been something that we have been working on quite successfully with many companies, and so preparing the whole leadership team for this, journey into the unknown. yeah, it sounds like dooming, but it's really something that has a huge impact lately. Yeah.
Yes, you are totally right.
Yeah.
Human beings, we are struggling with changes or uncertainty for too many years now, and we thought that it was about to end, but no.
Yeah, no. It's the only constant, is continuous change, and I mean, if you look at politics, and I don't want to expand on that, but everything, it's such a huge question mark that humanity and then of course in organizations leaders have to cope with, and this is really struggling for them.
How do you incorporate practical exercises or real life scenarios into your training sessions?
Yeah, that's a challenge, and of course we try to always to of course we work in a huge variety of industries, so we try to have something which we call as neutral or which can be applied in those different industries that somehow reflect reality, right?
Okay.
And we always try this, and this is the basis of our methodology, which is experience-based learning, and this is where we are focused at, and with a huge experience in that for now 60 years now.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Coverdale was founded in 1965, and we are having now 25, so 60 years ago. And it's still something that people in our leadership courses and so on are very always very surprised and amazed about, right? So how those little experiences have such an impact on them, and of course we then always try to translate this into, okay, and what does this mean for you back at work, right? In your industry, in your reality. And there it's a huge process of co-creation and collaboration with our audience, right? Because they are the experts, it's not us, right? But we are experts in leadership and collaboration, but they are experts in their industry, in their working methods and so on. So this is also how we design things. I mean, with a lot of co-creation with HR, with the departments that are affected and so on, and many times also with the top management, because they want to know exactly what will be the added value that we'll bring along.
In reality, they want a recipe, but
yes,
as I can hear, you don't provide a recipe.
No, we I mean, last week people were talking about the how will be the future. Well, I don't know, and you don't know, and it's good that we don't know it. I mean, people try to want recipes. They really want fast solutions, and this is really what it's all about. I mean, in transformation, this is what they are lingering for. They just want to have those recipes, and I mean, it's less and less available. And there are no recipes. I'm very sorry for that, but it's the way it is.
So I know that we are old school types. And all these years we have a lot of buzzwords about technology, AI, machine learning, and a lot of other things, and maybe about virtual training platforms, and why not digital twins in leadership. So what do you think it's still relevant, or do you have new trends arising there?
I mean, I mean, for our audience, I mean, we're not 76, right?
Yes. Yes.
Old
Thank you for
but
this.
yeah, right. Old school, yes, but not that much. But I mean, yeah, we have to keep up with these trends, and I believe, and I don't believe. I mean, we have been already incorporating AI in a couple of programs that we have been delivering for some clients. Also to allow them to introduce this topic, within their people.
Yes.
It's kind of a little steps into it, but also, with the purpose of trying to make it kind of a natural tool that people should use more and more, right? Because you have access to it, so it's wow, an amazing tool as well. It's not everything, so you have also to keep your critical thinking very sharply, in use, because not everything that is coming out of AI is really very valid and true. So you have to have this critical thinking as well. But yeah, I mean, you have to keep up with it. There are a couple of things that we believe that digital learning is, of course, something that will come, but also, I mean, we talked about in the beginning emotional intelligence,
Yes.
so self-awareness, empathy, interpersonal skills for collaboration and so on gains a huge focus. Inclusivity and diversity, I think it's also something that could pop up more and more.
It can make a difference also.
Yeah, because diverse teams are there. So strategies to cope with it, to lead those teams, also to gain some cultural competence in that area. I think that is also something very important. Talking about corporate social responsibility, I mean, you have been incorporating this also here in the academy, so it's something that is quite important. I mean, there are a couple of things that are coming up. Yes.
Yeah, and taking your last point regarding corporate social responsibility, we need to enlarge our footprint, but without leaving anything behind.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
It's only about human beings and emotions.
Yes. And humanity is one of our core values at Coverdale, and we take this very seriously. Actually, yes.
Yeah. If there's one key takeaway about leadership that you would like our audience to remember, what would it be?
Let me see. I think if the audience are leaders or future leaders, then I think would be I would encourage them to, on one hand, to be very authentic.
Yes.
So to be themselves. On the other hand, also to to stay curious and open, because I think life is a journey of learning, and so is leadership. And in times that we are facing right now, it's really, I mean, it's really important to stay on top of the wave, right? And not to think that once you have achieved to obtain a certain title or whatever, that then everything is done, right? I still have and encounter this mindset, which is really dangerous in the times that we are facing. and living of a huge complexity and transformation and so on. So lifelong learning, yeah, and yeah, I think an openness and curiosity and all this, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. We have a lot of things to learn, to see, to meet,
Yeah,
and experience.
absolutely,
In the
absolutely.
near future also.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you very much, Miguel, for
Thank you,
sharing all
Giannis.
this
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
for us too.
Yeah, thank you.